Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here showing you my Psychic deck after the pre-release. I got all the cards that I needed, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you the changes that I've made. And thanks a lot for the previous feedback. Keep it up. There's a couple of things I'm gonna point out at the end. You still run one Mind Master. You need to. It's the center of the deck, so that's not gonna change at all. Next, you run two Esper Girls. At least I do. I've heard of people running three, and if you can find a deck space, great. Go ahead and do it because she's that good. But I think two works pretty well. Next, I run three Hush Psychic Cleric. It's the second part of the combo. It's Mind Master, then Hush Cleric, then Esper Girl, and that's the combo. Next you run three Serene Psychic Witch. She gets you every psychic in your deck to your field, except for Overdrive Teleporter. So I think she is worth running in threes. And because she can't get Overdrive Teleporter, you run two Dr. Craniums. He'll get you the Overdrive Teleporter that you need if you have him on a field. And if not, then he will synchron into your Formula Synchron for your Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon. And I'll show you how I do mine in a little bit. Next, you still run two Reinforced Human Psychic board. I'm thinking about bumping, well, I told you I was thinking about bumping them up to three, and I did have them at three, and it worked great. So if you want to, go ahead, but I took one out to try Silent Psychic Wizard. He's great. He's 1900 beat stick, and he removes one from play. So when he dies, you still have to worry about another one coming back to get rid of. And it's pretty helpful when you're doing your combo too. Next, I run one Crebones. I don't think I ran one in the last deck, and that was a mistake because he's a great card. So I'm definitely running one in this one. Next, run one Psychic Jumper. As always, I'm going to run him. He's a great card, and he's earned his spot. Run one Plague Spreader Zombie. People have asked me about Glow Up Bulb over Plague Spreader, and I say definitely run Glow Up Bulb if you can. But I say in addition to Plague Spreader, not instead of, because Plague Spreader and Taciturn open up another level 5 that'll make your Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon a little bit easier, and that way you don't have to pay so many life points with Mind Master. Next, I run one Psychic Commander. I had two of them in here, and it worked good, but like you can see, I'm pressed for space. So I took one out and trying it out now, and it was working pretty well, so it's definitely... if I can get it back to two, I will. But right now, it's working great at one. And last is one Overdrive Teleporter. I like the card a lot, so I'm running it. It works well. There are a couple times when it's a little bit slower than I like for it to be, but hey, oh well. Next, you run one Giant Trunade so that they can't stop your move. One Monster Born, one Dark Hole, one Telekinetic Power Well because Esper Girl and Mind Master are level 2, and you can keep abusing the loop over and over if you can. One Emergency Teleport because it's a Psychic deck. Two Mystical Space Typhoons to stop your opponent from stopping you. Get rid of that Necro Valley so you can remove cards from play, which is very important in this deck. And Imperial Iron Wall, so get rid of that. Next, you run two Pot of Avarice to restart the loop. There's very few times when you don't have 5 monsters in your deck, so it's usually a live card. Next, you run two Miracle Synchro Fusion, which is great in this deck because Ultimate Axon Kicker is a great card, period. Next, you run two Psychic Field Zones. Every Psychic you get is removed from play, and the one that you remove from play most is a tuner. So if you have her out of play along with a non-tuner, you can get a Psychic Synchro for free with this card. It's pretty good. And then Gold Sarcophagus at 2, which runs great with Psychic Field Zone because, like I said, you're going to have Esper Girl out of play a lot. Let's say you Gold Sarcophagus Hush Psychic Cleric. You have a level 2 and a level 3 out of play. Activate Psychic Field Zone, bring them back onto your graveyard, and you get your Magical Android on the field. And with Gold Sarcophagus, if the card is still out of play on your second standby phase, you still get it. And there's plenty of ways for you to remove your cards back out of play in this deck, so it works out very well. Next, run one Return from the Different Dimension because everything in this deck is being removed is asking for it. And then one Call to Haunted, set up your play. two-dimensional prisons, and two bottomless, which does the same things, just get rid of your opponent's monsters. Next, onto the extra deck, which is still a work in progress and is probably the biggest, difference in most people's decks. I'm running two Ultimate Axon Kickers for sure. That's staying like it is. It's a great card. It's helped me win a couple of matches since I made the deck yesterday, and everyone wanted to play me at their locals yesterday, so it worked out pretty well. Next, one Overmind Archfiend. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to synchro for him. You're going to use Psychic Fill Zone with Overdrive Teleporter and Psychic Commander. That's your 9, and then you just start removing cards and you get them back. It's great. One Thought Ruler, because this is a Psychic deck and it's great in a Psychic deck. One Psychic Nightmare for right now. When the summertime comes, it'll be a Tech Guinness Hyper Librarian, because that card's that good. Next, I'll run two Magical Android. I had 3 in here for a second. It worked great, like I said, but I needed room for this card. Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon, which is the level 12 that I was telling you about before. It's pretty cool, and I'll tell you how I get mine out in a second. Right now, I don't have a Formula Synchron, but when I get one, it'll be Formula Synchron. Then Black Rose Dragon, you don't make 7, but you still need her. Bryonic, Naturia Barkion, and Naturia Beast, because all of them are Earth, so you're going to be able to do it anytime you want to. Alley of Justice Cataster, and Armory Arm. Alley of Justice Cataster because you can make a level 5 anytime, and Armory Arm because there are some times when you have Hush Psychic Cleric on the field and Mind Master, and you just want to stop the loop there instead of continuing to pay. Now, before I leave, I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I get out my Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon. What usually happens is I'll synchro for 5. I'll do the loop first time, synchro for 5, and synchro for Naturia Beast. In the summertime, it'll be Tech Guinness Hyper Librarian, but right now it's Beast because she stops any magic card that they're holding on to. Next, I'll synchro for Magical Android. There go your 2 level 5, so that's your 10. And then you need your level 2 and Formula Synchron. So you draw your card, you synchro for Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon. He comes to the field. Okay, great. You could end there, but it's where Miracle Synchro Fusion comes into play. You've done your loop, so you have more than one Psychic in the graveyard. You activate Miracle Synchro Fusion, remove your Magical Android, and your Psychic Girl or Esper Girl is the one that I use. And now you've got this field. You've got Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon, and you've got Ultimate Axon Kicker. In the summer, even if they do, like right now, if they Dark Hole, okay, they got rid of Tech Guinness Halberd Cannon. They still have this card that can't be destroyed by card effects. So they still have to get over 29. In the summertime, when they Dark Hole, I'm going to get a Tech Guinness Hyper Librarian back. So they'll still have 2 monsters to get rid of. And I'm not just going to leave these 2 out like this. I'm going to have some protection for them. So this happens on a regular. You can see how easy this is to happen. Not to mention that you have Psychic Fill Zone, so you could load the field up with even more. This deck is great. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry if I sped through a little bit of this or not, but I'd also like to give a shout out to one guy named Necro Lukit. I think that's how you say his name. He has been very helpful. He also gave me another deck list that I'm going to try out when I get back to Atlanta. And when it works out, I'm going to ask him if it's okay for me to put it on here. And if he says yeah, then it'll be called Psychic Lockdown. So you guys look out for that. If not, then I'll just show you an updated version of this deck. Alright? But rate, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Alright. Peace.